some days just really suck, and we're going to talk about that. Okay, I'm back. Now I should clarify that all of yesterday didn't suck. Yesterday was actually great, right up until about 4:15. We had a good customer that we've been out to their house before, selling all their stuff in an estate sale. One of them was a wall safe from Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill is the cheap Harbor Freight style safe, and yes, I got beaten by it. They did not have the code. Simple tubular lock, very sloppy, I might add. I tried everything I could. I tried reaching and hitting a button, a reset button through. You could slip a piece of metal through. Couldn't find a button. Come to find out, I think that button may be recessed, so it wasn't so easy to do. Tubular picks, then push-in style picks, regular picks, everything I could think of to get past that tubular lock, and then I ended up locking the keypad out. So long story short, I spent way too much time on what is a $65 wall safe that was going to auction that may only make $20 at an auction. And in fact, I jokingly had told the person that maybe the auctioneer could spin it so that, you know, there were gold and jewels in there. However, if you shake it, you can tell there's really nothing in there. So long story short, after spending way too long on that one project, you get a sense of failure. So I wanted to talk about what happens, because this happens far more than you would think in this business. Whether it be you can't get a car open, whether you get to a house and you can't get it open, whether you can't take a lock apart to make a key for, you start as you're working on it, and as it passes beyond what I call the last minute, and you keep putting more and more into it, it just becomes more and more frustrating, and actually can take longer or cause you to fail even more. So again, that happens a lot in this business. It's happened a lot to me over the years. So I wanted to talk about it with you guys. It's kind of a chat here, you know. And I just wanted to say that I have failed tons of times, and I've been successful tons of times. But you can't let that get to you. You have to keep going. You have to just put it out of your mind. If you fail, as a locksmith company a long time ago, we always said that if we can't do something, no matter how long we try, we're not going to take money for it. Even if we have to go out somewhere and do something, it's basically just a waste of time on our part. I would never charge the customer if they called us to do something and we couldn't accomplish that task. Now, as you're in the midst of failure, whether you have the customer sitting over your shoulder the whole time, or they're not there and you're by yourself, one of the key components of overcoming that is, I've got a customer, hold on. I'm back. So that was timely. Actually, I had a customer that brought in a Ford ignition just now. He said he'd been working 2 days to try to get it together. He had keyed it up. Not great. There were a few things wrong with it, which is probably why he couldn't get it back together. So he had finally given up to bring it into us, which leads me back to what, and it's like, he's like, I can fix a motor mount, I can replace this, I can do the oil, I can change all these difficult things in a car, but I can't get this silly ignition together. It leads me back to what I was talking about. You know, if you fail, when you fail, I shouldn't say if, but as a course of work, there are things, no matter what you do, this is just not applying to the locksmith business. It applies to all businesses. at some point in your business, work life, or in your personal life, you will fail. But what you want to do is you want to just pick up and keep going. That's all you can do. You have to pick up and keep going. Yesterday with that safe, I felt bad about it. I always feel bad when I can't accomplish a task that I tell somebody I can. However, it's happened a number of times. I don't fail often, but everybody kind of fails in some task or another. But over the decades that I've been doing this, yes, there have been failures where I've wasted quite a bit of time, way more time than I should, in attempting to do a task that ultimately I was not able to accomplish. So really, the only thing that I can say to you here is, you know, the main thing is when you're failing, because at some point you know you're failing. You know, if you know something should take 10 minutes and you're up to 30 minutes, you know you're beginning into a failure stage at some point. Hopefully you can recover from it and get it, but there are one or two or three main things that I kind of want you to take away from this video. Is number one, and probably the most important thing, is confidence when you're failing. If you have confidence, no matter whether you're knowing you're failing a task, whatever the case is to keep your confidence while you're failing that task. I know that sounds kind of weird, but and especially if a customer's watching, which, as I've jokingly said, and everybody in this business knows, out of all the businesses everywhere, being a locksmith is one where people want to be over your shoulder and watch what you're doing. Some people are okay with that, some people don't. I, in the beginning, was not okay with it. I didn't like it, but I didn't want to say, get out of my face, you know. And it makes you more nervous as you're failing a project. If you're in the midst of failing and there's somebody sitting there watching you, you get in an embarrassed state, and it causes you to fumble, fail even more. And I know it's really hard to do, but if you have confidence within yourself, if you exude confidence while you're failing, it's not going to be that bad. Because if you fold under the pressure and you fail with something and it shows that you weren't confident trying to do what you were doing, that makes it worse. If you show confidence in your failure, blame it on whatever the case is, blame it on yourself, take full blame. It's going to be your fault. But if you show confidence while you're failing as you're doing the task, it will really make the failure not as bad. You still fail sometimes, and you feel bad afterward, you feel bad during, you can feel bad for extended time. You know, I remember almost every time where I haven't been able to accomplish something and wasted no telling how many hours doing something. And for a long time, I was not able to be confident during it, and it would bug me for days and days afterward. You know, things like this safe that I couldn't get open yesterday, I just told the customer, I was like, listen, this is a $20 safe at an auction. This is ridiculous. You know, I tried, I put it in there. Most people will offer you money, and I always deny. But as I was doing it, I just kept my confidence up, which is what I do now automatically. I don't really think about it. It still bugs me, but you know, there's nothing you can do. If you're going to fail, if you're destined to fail at that particular task, it is what it is. You know, that's my favorite saying. Just be confident while you're trying to do the task, and you will feel better about it, even though it sucks. Just have confidence in yourself. Try as hard as you can. That's the second thing. And while you're being confident in your failure, just try as hard as you can. If you get frustrated after 5 minutes, you're gonna be frustrated. There's a lot of patience required in this business. You have to be patient as heck. If you don't have patience, then, you know, honestly, being a locksmith may not be the best career choice, because there are times when you're gonna have to be ultra patient with certain things. You can't lose your cool, because you'll fail even quicker. If you show confidence, if you try as hard as you can, you may turn that failure into a success, which is what you're hoping for. But long story short here is everybody fails at something, at some task, at some point in their life. Nobody's perfect. It's going to happen to everybody. You can't let it keep you down. You just have to keep moving forward, trying your best, having confidence in yourself to be able to accomplish this task, and using that failure as a learning experience. Now, from now on, and this has happened a lot as well, you know, if I can't get into a Honda Odyssey, if it takes a long time to get into, say, a Honda Odyssey or a Toyota Tacoma, whatever the case is, those are both hard to get into. It will scare you when you get that call again 3 months, a year, 3 years later. You will automatically go, oh God, I had to do this before and I didn't do it. I didn't get it. So you can either turn it down or you can try again. And you know, just be confident in yourself. You can do it. Try as hard as you can. Study as much as you can on that particular subject. If you fail in one thing, use it as a learning experience. Try to figure out why you failed. Try to figure out how you can overcome it next time, or just decide, period, that you're not going to mess with something like that again. That's why, as a locksmith, there's no locksmith out there that is an expert in every single aspect of this trade. There may be a handful of them. However, there are guys that are excellent at automotive and have no idea how to put a door lock on. There are guys that are excellent at putting a door lock on and have no idea about automotive or safe deposit boxes. Whatever the case is, if you try something and you don't feel comfortable doing it, it's up to you. There's no shame in saying, no, sorry, can't do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it, can't do it, whatever you want to say. But if you just try as hard as you can, be confident in what you're doing, guess what? You're going to go home, go to sleep, wake up the next day, and it really won't matter. Hopefully it really won't matter if it was just a minor task like I had. So anyway, thanks for sitting and chatting with me today, y'all. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next video.